Little Dave's out. How'd this happen? What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. So yesterday I did a video about Little Dave. He allegedly got into an altercation. Something happened according to the news report that I read. There was some words exchanged and Little Dave got punched, and then something ensued. I don't know how many people were involved. I'm hearing different numbers of how many people were involved in this scuffle. And then during the scuffle, someone gets slashed with a box cutter. The media are saying, or the news report is saying that Little Dave used a box cutter. I don't know that to be true. I just know that's what's being said. Little Dave was arrested, booked, and housed for that. And today he's free. Now, I don't know Little Dave. We all know what we've heard. We've all heard the accusations. We've heard him on the recording that his wife put out to his old club. We know how bad that sounded. We know that a lot of people are saying that he cooperated. We don't know. I don't know that to be true. But what I can say is this. This incident here is a horrible look for Little Dave. And to say that the case wasn't picked up by the DA because of self-defense, that I could understand with the average Joe Schmo, just some dude on your block that's never been in trouble, law-abiding citizen. I'm sure there was cameras in the restaurant and something happens and he defends himself and he cuts him once. He doesn't cut him twice. You cut him twice, now you've become the aggressor, right? So they cut him once, boom, and that's all. The guy backs up, you back up, and and Joe Schmo can say that it was all in self-defense. And I don't know how many people would even think twice, like, hey, he defended himself, right? But we are talking about Little Dave, the former prez of a 1%er club. Someone that the feds were allegedly after for years and years and years. Someone as the former president, someone who would have a lot of information on his former club, on his former brothers, information that the authorities would love to get a hold of. So someone like that, normally what's going to happen, I feel like 10 out of 10 times, is even if the DA feels like they don't have a case, they're going to let you sit in the county jail. They're going to let you marinate on that. They're going to make sure you understand that you are facing a possible life sentence. It's over. The streets are done. They will no longer ever be a part of your life. Your story will be from that point on prison, right? And the feds or even the state, a DA, whoever would squeeze that and let you marinate and push off court dates, do whatever they got to do to see if there's any bend in someone like Little Dave. That's what would normally happen. But instead, in this case, what is it? Less than 72 hours later, this guy gets to walk out. No charges. Of course, they can pick the case back up. Is this the DA trying to make him look bad? Is this like, I don't get what this is, but I know it's a bad look. And again, I'm not saying that Little Dave cooperated at all. But everything up to this altercation, It was a question mark. This altercation made the question mark bigger and put an exclamation right behind it. What the? Anybody in organized crime seeing what just happened, anyone from the criminal world, even ex-criminal world guys, ex-organized crime guys, they're going to draw a conclusion. It doesn't mean anything to little Dave, obviously, but it's just more fuel to that fire. That fire just doesn't go out when it comes to him. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if this is a plan. Are they like, I'm really baffled by this. I would have never thought that a former prez from a 1%er group would walk away in less than 72 hours from a slashing. Again, I don't know that he did it. I know he was charged for it. And so we're speaking from that angle, right? He was charged with something. They have their hooks in him. He can hire the highest power attorney and try to get bail, and that's fine. But for a DA to just say, you know what, there's no case that we know of, no one else was charged with anything. So it isn't that they're saying, you know what, it turns out it wasn't little Dave, it was, whoever that was with him. That's not the situation. So what is the situation? I don't know. I think little Dave is smart enough to realize it's a bad look. And I've talked to this morning, seriously talked to 4 different people about this. And we're all kind of like on the same page of, we don't know if he cooperated, but damn. When has this ever been done? Can somebody send me something, or like in the comments, like anybody who was the head of something that's criminal, just being let go off of a criminal charge without the state or the feds trying to squeeze them, trying to shake the trees. Like, he didn't even get a chance to get used to his cell. He didn't even like I don't know. I like, hopefully he does an interview with somebody. Hopefully he does an interview with somebody and we get a feel for where his head is. What was he feeling like when he doesn't need to talk about the case, obviously. The case is not picked up and he doesn't want to say anything to have the case picked up. But let's pick up from when those handcuffs were put on you. Little Dave, what were you thinking when the handcuffs were put on you? I would like to see his eyes and hear his voice when he tells the story. You can get a lot from what isn't said and how a person conducts themselves when discussing certain things or when answering certain questions. There's a lot of information in that. I would be interested. I would like to know, what does he feel? How does he feel about how this adds or takes away from what people think of him or thought of him or are now thinking of him? You can't win for losing, though, right? It doesn't matter. He doesn't have to do an interview. I'm just being nosy at this point, right? I think a lot of people are, though. I think a lot of people are curious. How did this happen, Dave? Little Dave. I think that's what I'm supposed to say, Little Dave. How did you, as the former, I'm looking at his picture right here on my computer. I was in YA with a homie, right? And he was from Burlington Locos. There's going to be people that hear this and they're going to know who I'm talking about and they're going to remember this case. I was in YA with a homie from Burlington Locos. we both paroled. We got out of YA, and he was in his neighborhood, and one of his enemigos, one of his rivals, walked up on him. And, I guess because homie, I don't know if he had just gotten out when it happened, but he didn't recognize the dude, and the dude was able to walk up on him. And his rival pulls a gun out and shoots him in the stomach. The homie from Burlington was a big dude, tall. So when the dude shot him, I almost said where he's from. When the dude shot him in the stomach, the homie from Burlington wrestled the gun away from him and took that dude's life. The guy that shot him, he stopped breathing, right? It was over. Life was over for him. And the homie from Burlington had to go and do 12 years. He was shot and defended himself and did 12 years. And little Dave, the head of something, there's no case. There's a lot of us that were in prison that knew dudes that did nothing and got broke off, sitting in there 20, 30 years. We know guys that righteously defended themselves and sitting there doing 20, 30 years. And I don't get it. I don't hope, again, hopefully little Dave will go on American Cholo. He did that podcast before. That would be a great thing. Go over there, Dave, and explain from when the handcuffs got put on you to when you walked out of the county jail. That would be interesting. That's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out of here.